49ers took the plunge. They have paid Brock Purdy. I'm going to give my raw reaction to this breaking news and tell you why I think this really could end up being a bad decision by Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch and company. Welcome to Four Verts. My name is Harrison Graham. 5 years, $265 million, $181 million guaranteed. We'll talk about it all, break it all down coming up in just a second. But when breaking news hits, especially big breaking news, try to get a video out to you guys as soon as possible. I want to give my raw, authentic takes on all big NFL storylines, and this is obviously a huge one. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. We're like 30 subs away from 10,000 on the channel. Would greatly appreciate it if you could help us get there. All right, Brock Purdy not going anywhere anytime soon. 5 years, $265 million, $181 million guaranteed, $53 million per year. I did a video maybe 10 days ago or so, and I think I titled it, "Are the 49ers about to make a big mistake?" And I want to make this clear. Keeping Brock Purdy is not the mistake. Paying him top QB money, like you just did, I think has potential to be a catastrophic mistake. He is now the seventh highest paid quarterback per year. But really, I mean, he's basically second with Josh Allen. I mean, he's $2 billion away. Like, he's right there among the highest paid in the league. And you might say, yo, well, Harrison, he's basically Tua without the injuries. He's been better than Trevor Lawrence, maybe less talented than Jordan Love, but he's gone deeper in the playoffs. Agree on all fronts. Would anyone out there, though, say that the Dolphins made a good decision in paying Tua the money they did? How about the Jags with Trevor Lawrence? Even the Packers with Jordan Love. There are question marks there. On this list, the top three are no-brainers. Goff, Herbert, and Lamar, I would say, are pretty much no-brainers. Goff, you could go either way. The rest, though, I'm sorry, those are overpays. And I've said this, and other people have said this, and I don't get why it hasn't happened yet. I don't understand why a team, and I gotta throw shade at the Niners for this. I think they were a team that had a chance to make a stand, given their credibility, of just looking Brock in the eye and saying, look, man, you're a good player. We really like you. You're a B-level quarterback in the NFL, and you probably don't have the physical tools to ever be consistently an A-level guy. Has he played elite at times? Yes. When guys around him go down, does that impact his ability to raise the floor of a team? Also, yes. We saw that last year. He's a good, not a special player, in my opinion. I'm aware of his resume. He had, a couple of years ago, a top 5 MVP finish. He's accurate. He makes good decisions. Well, until last year, didn't make great decisions. He went to a Super Bowl and almost won it a couple years ago. I get all that. I'm not trying to diminish Brock Purdy. But I think last year was very, very telling. I just do. Brandon Ayuk goes down. Purdy's not the same guy. Deep balls were fluttering. Bad decisions in crunch time in the fourth quarter. Under Kyle Shanahan, there's a stat that really stands out, and I think it's more of his QB's stat than Shanahan's stat. And it's that when they trail entering the fourth quarter, they're like 1 or 2 and like 38 or something like that. What does that mean? It means they're built on running the football, getting a lead, and putting teams away. They're not built to come back. They're not built to get in these back and forth games where you got to drive down late to win the game. They're just not, because we haven't seen it. How many times last year in crunch time when the Niners weren't as good but were right there in games, Brock Purdy's throwing a pick, or Brock Purdy's not able to lead them down? And again, I'm not trying to drag Brock Purdy. It's a hell of a story. Mr. Irrelevant to absolutely being a certified starter in this league and a good to very good quarterback. There's nothing wrong with saying, yo, you're like the 12th best quarterback in the league. Here's $40 to $44 million per year with 90 guaranteed. 181? That, like, you're now stuck with him for basically a minimum of 4 years. And yeah, I'm sure he'll still be good. I'm sure they'll be competitive. But once the contract and the cap hits start to be accounted for on the salary cap, the team around him won't be as good. And he, in my opinion, is not the caliber of player of a Josh Allen, of a Mahomes, of a Lamar to carry lesser talent around him, because that is what he'll have to do now. That is what he'll have to do. Or they could go the Bengals route, and sure, yeah, they've paid Jamar Chase. They've paid T. Higgins, so Joe Burrow's got his weapons. But what does that turn into? Oh, they basically have the worst defense in the league, and they're going to have to lose Trey Hendrickson probably. So it's one or the other. Sure, maybe he and the offense will still be awesome, but when the defense falls off because they can't pay talent, everyone's going to bitch, whoa, if Brock Purdy just had a defense. Well, this is the decision they've made. When you're the Chiefs and you have Mahomes, you can trade Tyreek Hill. You can trade or you can move on from other pieces, and you can make it work with Rashee Rice, Juju Smith-Schuster, and you can draft really well. And that's another part of this. When you pay a quarterback big money, you have to draft really well. Guys, the 49ers have not been a great drafting team. The draft Purdy was in, which was 3 years ago, that was that the Trey Lance draft or the year after? I think it was the year after. He was Mr. Relevant. All-time pick, right? Not a single player else in that draft for the 49ers, and I think it was like a 10-player draft, did anything. Ofer. It's one of the worst drafts of all time if Purdy isn't in it. So I just look at this, and I'm like, this is a Kyle Shanahan decision. This is his guy. And sure, there's got to be some level of faith in Shanahan, but there's already the thought that the window of this current core of 49ers, you probably missed it. Like Greenlaw's gone now. Hufunga's gone. Bosa's getting older. Trent Williams, he's year to year at this point. McCaffrey's year to year at this point. Ayuk, who knows if and when he'll play this year, and if he does, what that looks like. I think this has potential to just go really south. Now, they're a credible organization. Shanahan is a good coach. I doubt it gets to a point where they're just a joke. They also have the easiest schedule this year. They extended Kittle. So this year, they'll probably win 10, 11 games, everybody. But see, it paid off. Well, that contract hasn't kicked in yet. 2 years from now, when Kittle's 34 years old and a diminishing player, and who knows what Ayuk's status is, and you've had to make tough decisions on other players because Purdy's contract has kicked in, we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. But I saw last year, in a full season worth, I thought his play was dipping regardless, and it really started to dip when he didn't have that elite talent available around him. And that's a concern. And yes, obviously, Harrison, when you lose elite players around you, you're not going to play as well, but it can't drop that much. Like Mahomes the last couple of years has not put up as big of numbers. But they keep the games close with their defense, and Pat's going to make a play late when you need him to. You trust him to do that. You trust Purdy to do that? Purdy, down 4, 2.5 to go. You trust him to go 75 yards and score? Because I know I'm trusting Mahomes in that spot. I know I'm trusting Josh Allen in that spot, Lamar. I feel good about those guys more often than not to deliver. Brock Purdy, they're not built to come from behind. That's kind of a defining characteristic of Shanahan teams. They are front-running teams. And when you pay a quarterback like this and you have less star talent on your roster as time goes on, you get stuck in these closer games. It's harder to get big leads and maintain those consistently. We saw it last year. You're going to see it moving forward. So I got to say, with the year left on this contract, I just disagree with the decision. Why not just play it out? Is he going to hold out? And if he is, okay, you can hold out, Brock Purdy. We went 6-11 last year, man. Are you really gonna go that route? I don't think he would have gone that route. And if he balls out this next year and you have to give him 58 per year, I'd rather see him do that with less talent than they have had in previous years. Prove it to me. I'll give you an extra $5 million per year and an extra $10 to $20 million guaranteed. You just gave him $181 guaranteed. It's not like it was going to turn into $260. So if you can't tell, I couldn't disagree with it more. I think it really could close their window quickly if it's not shut already, based on the roster losses they've had. I think it's a bad decision. I think it's a bad decision by the 49ers. And I don't say that often because I respect Shanahan, John Lynch. I like Purdy. I like a lot of the players on their team. But, man, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. I said it on the last episode. Geno Smith got, I think, 42 a year, 85 guaranteed. What is wrong with giving Purdy 45 a year and like 90, 100 guaranteed? That way, in a couple years, if it's not working out, you can pivot off. You locked yourself in. I mean, there is no exit strategy here. Man. Is this the right decision by the 49ers to pay Brock Purdy the money they did? Paying him's not the issue. The money they gave him, especially the guarantees, to me, I don't think you needed to do that. Type Y for yes, type N for no. I'll tell you what, Brock Purdy's agent, job well done. Job well done. And listen, he probably looked at this and said, hey, Tua, Trevor, my guy's better. He's more durable, and he's right. But those teams were wrong. That's the bigger story there. Jacksonville paying T-Law when they didn't, how much they paid him, they didn't have to do it. 2 years left on the deal. Tua, they still had the fifth-year option. They knew the injuries were a problem. Didn't have to do it. Still did it. That's what bad teams do. And I'm not saying this is going to go poorly. I'm not saying the 49ers got no shot to compete, but there are chances of being a high-level contender for years to come. With this contract, I think just took a major hit. So we'll see if he pays off in this extension. He's a leader. He's clearly a guy who's done a good job of close to maximizing his potential, especially his first couple of years. But I don't view Purdy as a guy who can improve just a massive amount moving forward. He's not going to grow 2-3 inches. He's not going to get a stronger arm. He is who he is. He should be better than he was last year, but he is who he is. All right. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Let me know in the comments if you're with me or if you're on the other side. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. See you next time. Enjoy your weekend.